Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
What is this? Waste of time.
Now a 2nd and 10. On the ground, this is Amarian Hampton. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1.
Set. 380. 1-1.
Herbert off the play action. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 14 yards through the air. Caught the D off guard on 3rd and 1.
Set. 380.
On 1st down, it's Hampton. Down to about the 37. The Chargers sitting at 5-2 on the year. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Ready.
Again, it's Hampton. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Set. Home trips right. Hey, Catholic. Go.
Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. To throw, here's Nix. That'll be complete to Harvey. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
To throw is Nix. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. They'll swing this out to Harvey. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
Bombers. Hold on a second. Ready?
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Working the middle of the field, and he's got him there complete. All the way home for a Broncos score. Evan Ingram halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Broncos take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. And this is no good. He missed it. Not a good start here in the kicking department as this remains a 6-3 score. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who played best and don't worry about the rest of it.
Down the left sideline. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Ladd McConkey with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers have retaken the lead. And for the extra point, Cameron Dicker. And he's got it as the lead is now 10-6. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
Throwing Nix. That is incomplete. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, we know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Nix to the air. Trying to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Luther Burden, 79 yards. And the Broncos have moved out in front. So the points coming fast and furious in this opening quarter. Whoa.
Yeah, both defenses, they're looking pretty exploited right now with the way these offenses are attacking. They are a step behind, back on their heels, whatever cliche you want to use. Right now, they're trying to figure out how to slow them down, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is, and let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that they spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
Herbert now. Now he'll tuck this and run. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
This guy's proven himself to be one of the best in the NFL. He brings an added dimension to their offense with his ability to read defenses and know when he's able to pull it down and take off and go.
Green 80. Good out. Kappa, Kappa, Kappa. Ready.
Throwing quickly, and Herbert completes it. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game we play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And the first play will be a field goal try. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And this one is right through. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. And a good effort on the return there gets him across. The 30 up to the 33. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I look and repeat that in Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now it's Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Here's Nix. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They're going. It's Nix. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. To the left side, he's got McConkey. Oh, an absolutely filthy joke. He's got some space now. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives them a new set of downs.
380, run! Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Hey, Kappa. Ready?
Now it's Herbert. That's complete. Lambert Smith. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
380, run! Set. 380, run! Set.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Now he'll tap this and run. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And the defense says they have it. They do. 1 play into the ball game, an early turnover.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. That's caught. It's Marvin Mims. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be taken down deep into Charger territory. A huge play there for Denver. 53 yards.
He's already got 1 touchdown this first half already. That very nearly was a 2nd. Defensively, they're going to have to figure something out because he's been able to outrun the defenders early and often so far.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Franklin. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, the offense can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching, and there was another 1st down run right there.
Looking to throw. Nix. He gets this into the hands of Harvey. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Ready?
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Captain.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos have broken the tie.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Last time out, remember, they fumbled the football. That led to the touchdown. And, Charles, they were in the red zone, so that's a backbreaker. They got to try to pick up the pieces here on this drive.
Yeah, and I actually started to do the math here, so be patient with me. 12-point swing was the way I calculated because not only did they drop the ball in the red zone, they watched the opponent score a touchdown right after that. So their goal, have a drive here and try and get some of those points back.
Set.
Out of the gun, Herbert. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
5-9. Set. Go.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
$380. Run. Set. $380.
Quick throw here to Johnston. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be second down. And that last throw, CD, going to move him even further up that all-time passing leaderboard as he just moved beyond Broadway Joe Namath at 27,663 yards.
And that's impressive because Joe Namath, my goodness, he could throw a football. I mean, it was just gorgeous the way he threw it. Rallied his Jets to a Super Bowl win with the greatest upset.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Ladd McConkey with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they've got a little over 40 seconds to work with if they want to try to put something together. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Working out of the gun is Nix. A quick throw there is incomplete.
They approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
From the gun on third down, Nix. He's going to look deep down the field. He's got a first and maybe more. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there. 74 yards. And the Broncos will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Now the extra point try forthcoming. All right, big problems there on the conversion. A poor snap. It's no good. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number one. From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. Here's Herbert. He'll dump this off to Hampton, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker, or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll, and now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will do it for this first half. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And he returns this to the 22. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Nix. He finds his man, complete. It's Harvey. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 18 big yards on that one and a Denver first.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
On play action, here's Nix. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Broncos. Evan Ingram with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Broncos come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Now the extra point. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Well, you're right about that. It was a small, manageable spread to overcome. A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
Herbert going to give to Hampton. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Let's go.
Try to run for it with Hampton. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They snap it to Herbert. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Stay position.
Ready. Kill.
Harvey now on 1st and 10. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. This is 2nd and 8. Operating from the gun, Nix. Open man right side is Ingram. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here.
Kill.
Nix going to give to Harvey. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. And he was brought down by big Levi Onwuzurike. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Nix from the shotgun. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. And they'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw, here's Nix. Gets it underneath, here's Harvey. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be fourth down.
Captain. Ready.
To throw is Nix. Touchdown! Evan Ingram from 17 yards out. And the Broncos' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Extra point just does sneak over the bar. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Charger drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
380. Run. Set. Ready.
Herbert. Throw left side complete. That's Hampton. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that's going to bring up second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And this one finds McConkey. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert. Looking middle, and that's complete. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense. Blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will close the gap down to 14. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, You don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Back to throw now on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Harvey. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Bombers.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. A short throw to Ingram. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
From the gun on third down, it's Nix. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth.
Captain.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. The hitter here, it's complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Charger drive about to get going. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. That one complete to McConkey. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. At the 36. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Here's Herbert. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hampton. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. To the air again, Herbert. Now he'll tuck this and run. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only 1st down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn it into a bigger play.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. What a kickoff to the week this has been. Now a big play. It's 3rd down. Herbert now. He'll try and do this himself. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Boy, hard to catch your breath. Another big play looming, 4th and 3.
Go.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him, 15 big yards.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
And the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Nick's going to keep this himself. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Nix to the air. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Taking it about the 16. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Herbert going to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Here's Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. And he's going to have the Broncos first, and that should be the capper. 10 yards is the pickup there, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Now that's a killer because you think you get it absolutely covered, and then he hot-foots it out of there and picks up a 1st down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
Looked like, you're exactly right. Looked like a for-sure stop on 3rd, and then the tables turned. Throwing Nix. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
Out of the gun, they go with Harvey. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. I mean, how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the 1st time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
And this winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception.
Virginia, I just sold my latest song. Japanese denim flying straight from Manapon. Rolling out to Durban, Malva.